So Zach, I'm not gonna lie. You got your cough out of the way. Everything's great. I ate some dinner. You got your cherry Dr. Pepper zero.
That's correct.
Mm-hmm. Um.
Tastiest soda in all the land.
Mm-hmm. We got some good topics today, dude. Not gonna lie. Um.
We do.
Is Caleb Williams your favorite player?
What a start to the podcast. Is Caleb Williams my favorite player?
Is he your favorite
I mean,
zesty player?
ooh,
Maybe Cat's your favorite zesty player.
zesty. I was gonna say, is it Caleb or is it Cat?
There's
I mean, I
just
feel like it's gotta be Cat, bro. I
you.
don't know.
Is it?
There's something about Cat. Cat's zesty is just built a little different.
Do you think Cat is like more
Because
authentic?
I was gonna say that his is more pure zesty.
You can tell it's more
Okay,
pure because he has tried to hide it his whole career.
low key though, Jared McCain.
Oh, he doesn't hide it, bro. That
Yeah, I'm gonna say
that
no. I was
he's
gonna
not my
say I don't
favorite.
mind it.
Wait, what?
I don't mind it.
Wait, are you trying to say?
I'm 10 days out of college. How's that song go?
Wait, are you trying to say Jared McCain is your favorite
I'm ten
zesty
days into
player?
college and I'm 3 lectures behind. There's this guy. Let's call him Cullen. It's the song he sings. Every time I see Jared McCain, I think of that
Oh my gosh.
when he did that video. Anyway,
The fact that you
to answer
watched
your
it scares
question,
me.
no.
I'm
Caleb
serious.
is not my favorite zesty player.
Is Jared McCain your favorite?
Ugh,
You're disgusting.
it's gotta be Cat.
Okay.
It's gotta be Cat.
Thank God.
It's just yeah. It it annoyed me at first, but it's like
This is
it's
just who
just
he
kind of who
is.
he is, and I kind of like that he doesn't like it.
Jared
You know,
McCain is forced. Let's be real.
yeah, he embraces it and is very
Oh, he
forced.
embraces it on TikTok for sure.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely,
That TikTok be going crazy.
it do be crazy seeing his fingernail polish from the TV
Yeah, his TikTok is
in
definitely
game.
better than mine. That's for sure.
It do be popping.
I only have 115 likes on TikTok.
Yeah, he gets
No
that in like
followers.
5 seconds.
Yeah, no. Maybe 1 second.
Oof.
As soon as they see the notification, like,
Exactly.
yep.
And
Okay.
speaking of Caleb Williams, are they going to go to Indiana?
Oh, they are. They're officially going to Indiana, the Bears.
Are we positive?
No, it's actually official.
No, I don't think it's official.
Like it's not written yet, but it pretty much is official.
I don't believe it until there's shovels on the ground.
Oh, okay. I mean the
That's why I think.
so this is this is what the owner said. So I'm gonna give you two quotes from him. He said it's pretty much a done deal. Only something so catastrophic would have to happen for the deal to break. So that tells me that yeah, it's 100% gonna happen. And this is also a statement from the chairman, president, and CEO. Yesterday, the Bears board of directors met and voted to advance our development project in Hammond, Indiana, with the exact site to be selected. We believe a world class stadium project in Hammond will transform the region, connecting Northwest Indiana to the south side of Chicago through the loop and across neighborhoods and suburbs stretching north of the city. It will bring Chicagoland together and deliver new opportunities to its residents and businesses.
Okay, here's my understanding of this. And I don't think many people actually know what's going on. I think a lot of it is speculation.
I think I know what
But
you're about
like
to say,
for
but go
yeah,
ahead.
so for the past 5 years,
Hmm.
Chicago has been trying to build a stadium. They purchased land in Arlington Heights, Illinois. So they wanted to build a brand new stadium, and they wanted to put like shopping centers around the stadium, like Foxborough. It's like that's Patriots land, and they wanted to build up around the stadium. So it's not just, hey, it's football, but there's also shopping, there's restaurants, there's things you can do. And that's what the Bears wanted to do. But like the legislators in Illinois have been kind of back and forth if they like actually want to help the Bears with funds or if they don't want to help the Bears with funds. But then, like you said, Indiana is like, hey, we have a plot of land less than like 30 minutes away from Chicago. If you want to be here, we want you here. We'll give you like $1 billion if you come to Illinois or if you come to Indiana.
Hmm.
And so yeah, like was that 2 days ago when the board met and voted to advance the stadium development project,
Um,
or 3 days ago, something like that?
I think it was 2 days ago. Oh no, it was yesterday. Oh wait, no. Wait, no, maybe it was 2 days ago.
It's either yesterday or the day
Yeah,
before.
yeah. We'll just say 2 days ago. It's fine.
But in my opinion, I think that this is a big game of chicken because my feeling is the Bears are like, you know what? The city of Illinois isn't meeting our deadlines and have no sense of urgency to get something done.
Hmm.
Why not go to Hammond? But I think because that happened, I wouldn't be shocked if like Chicago suddenly finds this way to make it work to satisfy the Bears. Um, at this point, I feel like Chicago is almost trying to like call the Bears bluff. Like I don't think you're actually gonna move, so I'm not gonna worry about your fake deadlines.
Hmm.
Like you actually want to be here. It's basically like a love triangle. Like Hammond's all like, "Oh, come over here, Bears," but the Bears are like, "No, I want to stay in Chicago." And Chicago's like, "You're not gonna leave us." But there's gonna come a point, and I think
There's a breaking
obviously like
point.
2 days ago was the first step to where the Bears are like, "Hey, we're serious. Like, we could definitely go to Indiana." And I honestly don't think it's going to be that big of a deal if they move there because it's like you got the Jets and the Giants. They play in New Jersey, but they're still
Right.
called the New York Jets and Giants. And so, like, Northwest Indiana is also considered Chicagoland. And Gary, Indiana, which is like right next to Hammond, is considered a suburb of Chicago. So it's not like they're going like how the Rams did from St. Louis to Los Angeles. It's not like a big, you know,
Yeah, it's not like they're gonna be the Colts.
relocation.
It's not like they're gonna be like the Colts neighbors or something in
Yeah,
Indianapolis.
exactly.
It's not that. Yeah, it's farther.
So I mean, even if it happens, which I'm not even saying it's gonna happen until I actually see it, because I know like you have all these like talks and everything, the board approving this thing. It's just like, okay, I just think it's like a lot of politics and threats. And until I see like actual shovels on the ground, I'm not buying anything until it happens. But if it does, I would say the one thing I'm actually like upset about, because regardless of where they were, they're going to build a dome. And I think it's like really iconic and cool for the Bears to have
The
the
cold
outdoor
weather.
stadium, the cold weather, the snow, the wind is awesome.
Hmm.
Like it just, you know, it's the Chicago identity, which is going to be missed.
But I
And
think
it's
the
like you're
reason
not going
they're
to get that same feel in a dome.
well, I think the reason they're doing that too is just because it's logistics, right? At the end of the day, where they're like us as fans, like obviously it sucks, but you know, if I'm like at that ownership table or like involved in that front office, it's like, we would probably win more games if we didn't have to worry so much about the weather.
Yeah. And it also could be one of those things
But the
where
weather affects both
they
teams
would
though.
want
So
to
just keep that in
host.
mind.
Yeah. And they might just want to host more events too. because you're kind
Mm,
of limited with an outdoor stadium. Like that's
that
something
is
the
true.
Titans eventually want to do in Nashville, because it's like,
Dude, it's
yeah,
Nashville.
Nashville, you want to host Super Bowls. Like that would be incredible
It's not even just
for
Super
like it's
Bowls,
the
like
perfect city.
anything. Dude, Nashville is like one of it. I would probably say it's the party city. Like I know people would talk about like Las Vegas and stuff, but dude, like I have a buddy of mine that tells me all this stuff. He grew up in Nashville and he's like there is nothing like Nashville. Like it's constant just party on. Like it's he said it's different. Like it's just it's the best. So that definitely makes sense. And for like
Yeah.
Chicago in general is outrageously expensive. So like it's probably already hard enough to get people into a stadium for concerts and stuff. It probably
Hmm.
would help a lot if you had a dome, but I didn't even think about that. That's a really good point.
Yeah. Yeah, having a dome would be huge. And I mean, at the end of the day, that's just a big money grab because obviously you'll be able to make more money because you're hosting these crazy events. So it's like it's a little different, but the
Mhm.
Dolphins owner Stephen Ross, like he makes way more money with F1 than he does with like the actual Miami Dolphins playing there.
Dude, F1 goes
So
crazy.
like, yeah, so like Miami isn't going to host a Super Bowl for the foreseeable future because of the tracks. There's tracks that like uh make it tough to park, and just like logistically it's hard to host a Super Bowl there now. But
Yeah.
it's like Steven Ross doesn't care because he's making like twice or three times more with F1 than he would with the Super Bowl. So it's not like he really cares about that.
He's not weeping.
And yeah, he's not, yeah. It's like, okay, I can't host a Super Bowl. Um, but like that's what these cities want to do. It's like, of course, Chicago, or who knows, maybe it's going to be Hammond, whatever.
That's why
They're going to build this
Arizona
awesome stadium.
that's why
Yeah,
like
it's in
Arizona
Arizona a ton.
that's why it's in Arizona a ton because if you look at the State Farm Stadium logistically, there is so much open parking. It's so easy to
Hmm.
park at the stadium. Arizona traffic is not even that bad, and I mean, it's a cool place to be at. Like going to Arizona as well in February is like one of the best times to go because it is the coolest time of the year to be in Arizona. You're going to be in
Yeah,
Arizona and like your 60 to 70-degree weather, bro. Like it is nice out there.
yeah, yeah. That makes a lot of sense. And so, a lot of these new stadiums either have domes or like some sort of retractable roofs. Now,
Would
I will
Chicago have a
say,
retractable
if you're
roof?
the Bears, huh?
Would Chicago maybe have a retractable roof?
I'm not sure.
I hope they do.
Yeah, they could.
That'd be dope.
They just better not make it facing east to west, the stadium. Ask the Cowboys about that, Jerry Jones. CD Lamb does not approve.
Gotta get
For
some
those who don't
curtains.
know,
I
those games during the day are rough at certain times.
don't think it's just CD that doesn't
So,
approve. There's a lot of people that don't approve.
yeah, yeah, it's like Jerry Jones is a billionaire times 10
Bro can't
and
put
can't
curtains
get some
up.
curtains. It's like, I'll do anything but get curtains. So,
The
that's
stadium
cool.
looks too nice. Why would I have curtains to ruin?
Exactly. And so, I'm not sure, like, if the Bears would technically keep the name Chicago, or if they would actually have to change to like the Indiana Bears
I don't think they
or something
would.
like that.
I don't
I
think they
think they could
would.
probably keep Chicago.
I think they would. I think it's it's the same with the Giants and Jets. Like their stadium is not in New York. It's in New Jersey.
Yeah. It's kind of a bummer because it's like I'm just talking about the diehard like fans in Chicago. It's like you
Sure.
finally have a quarterback You finally have a great head coach, a fun offense. And it's like, what do you get rewarded for? And then a move potentially. It's
But
like, oh, it's
let's be
tragic.
real. Like if we want to talk like true logistics here, like to me it makes sense as a person that's really big on business. Like I it's in Chicago, dude. Like the governor says that they want to keep the Bears in Chicago, but money wise it doesn't make sense. Like fun fact, Illinois, I think they're literally like number 1 in the US in like negative. Like they're super negative in debt. I think they're up there in states. They might be the worst, but they're heavy in debt, dude. Like
Yeah.
Illinois is it's bad, bro. So with them already being in so much debt as a state, you're talking about adding a $1 billion stadium on top of that. I mean, financially, that's a horrible idea. And historically, if you do more research, historically, um, building new stadiums is there's no return on investment ever. Um, Anytime a new stadium is built or franchise comes into town, it's actually always a negative on the city because the owners don't pay anything for it. It's all taken out of tax dollars,
Hmm.
which is
Yeah,
crazy.
that's a great point.
It's really insane. Like I I wish the NFL and other sports leagues, I feel like they need to in the future, they need to start forcing these owners to fork over money, bro. Cause like these cities are not gonna keep doing it. Like I mean St. Louis, bro, like they have like really no interest in bringing anyone else in because they just don't want to pay the money for it. I mean, it's just outrageous. Um,
Hmm.
and most cities are like that where they just don't feel like it's worth it because they're more focused on fixing what issues they have currently. And it's the same with Illinois and Chicago, dude. It's we already have an awful problem where we are one of the biggest debt states in the US. That's that's not good. Like
Yeah.
they're like billions in dollars in debt, and then we want to add a probably like I think the Raiders just got what is $5 billion, $6 billion stadium, and the Chiefs are also getting a $5 or $6 billion stadium. I mean, this stadium is also probably going to be like 5 billion because that's just what the stadiums go for. So, I mean, it just doesn't, from a taxpayer standpoint, as someone that's in government, it really doesn't make sense for Chicago to actually keep the Bears. Otherwise, just keeping them just to keep them because you've had them there forever. Like when people think of the Bears, they think of Chicago, obviously. Um, but dude, it's the same thing with the New York teams. Like I brought up earlier, they're never gonna build stadiums for them in New York because it's just too expensive. It's not worth it, and also they just probably don't even have the space for it because, like how you were talking about, like having the space and the parking and all that, dude. There's no way New York could fit that
Right.
if you're trying to get
Yeah, so we'll
like in
just have to
downtown
see
or the
what
city.
Chicago does. Because it's just a big game of chicken, and it's just we'll see who folds first.
And
It'll be the Bears or the city of Chicago.
fun fact, Hammond, they're 35 minutes away from Chicago, so.
Yeah,
And
yeah, they're
don't
very
forget,
close.
Chicago has trains as well. So if you take a train, you could actually take a train from Chicago to Hammond. It only takes you like 25 minutes.
I'm pretty sure you can actually see this Chicago skyline from Hammond, from what
Probably.
I've read.
Yeah. I
That
mean,
might be cap, but I'm pretty sure I read something like that.
I wouldn't be surprised, dude. Like
So,
Chicago, it's massive there. Like people sometimes forget about Chicago, dude. Chicago is they have some really tall buildings. I've been there a couple
Yeah.
times. It's bigger than you would think cuz like, like Chicago is so close to where we live and I feel like we're pretty used to St. Louis in a way. And then when you go to Chicago, you're like, "Whoa. This is a city. This is crazy." But yeah.
I just whatever they do, just don't change it to the Hammond Bears.
No, 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 no. Yeah, they're I
that
think they'll
would
still be
that would
Chicago.
be
I would
awful.
be so shocked if they weren't. Like, just
Please don't.
just do what
I
New
don't
York
want
did, man.
Hammond. I don't want Indiana. Keep it Chicago. That's all I care about. I don't care if they're in the state or not,
Dude,
but keep it Chicago.
Going from Chicago taxes to Indiana taxes. Hey,
Big
man,
dubs.
you gotta do what you gotta do.
Sure, the players will be happier.
Oh, oh well. Ooh, I didn't even think about that. Would the players technically, would their paychecks be technically taxed under Indiana?
They would have to be, right?
Dude, I didn't even think
If
about
that's where
that.
they're playing.
Right. Oh my gosh, I didn't even think
Yeah.
about that, dude. Dude, Caleb Williams living in Indiana. Yeah, imagine. Oh my gosh. Dude,
From California to Chicago to Hammond, Indiana.
heck yeah, baby.
What an arc right there.
Imagine seeing a picture of like Caleb Williams on like a cow. Yeehaw.
Yo, that's crazy.
He's a real cowboy.
The sewer of Chicago.
Oh god.
Well, Josh, I think we talked about that enough.
Yeah.
We have some contract extensions to talk about.
We really didn't talk about who we wanted to go for here, but I'll leave it to you. I guess whoever you're more excited
Well,
about.
well, okay. So let's talk about the one that's actually happened first, I feel like. So the one that
Okay.
actually happened was a couple days ago by now, 2 days ago or whenever it was. The Packers gave Christian Watson a contract extension. It's a 4-year, $110 million deal. And so he's technically on the books for 5 years now, because the contract won't officially start until the end of this season. So, Josh, this is an interesting contract
Mm-hmm.
because it's very much on potential. This is the most money ever for a receiver who's never hit 1,000 yards before.
Yep.
So you're not paying him for what he's done on the field. You're paying him for what he could become.
Mm-hmm.
However, I'm not mad at this contract because at first glance, I looked at it and I was like, this is an insane overpay. 4 years, $110 million for a guy who can't stay on the field and has not shown that crazy production. But last year, he finished second in yards per reception at 17.6. He's only getting $31 million in guaranteed money, which that would rank him 26th out of all receivers in the NFL with guaranteed money. That's like NFL rookie numbers like Jordan Tyson.
Yeah.
So I think he's about right where he should be. And the Packers may have even gotten a bargain low key. Obviously, if they're going to have to pay the high end of that contract, it's probably going to be an overpay. But for what they're actually having to pay, that's a great deal for Green Bay. I like what they did. He's also a good blocking wide receiver. He's the best one on the Packers. So he brings value in that aspect. The question is, can he stay on the field? Because I think when he stays on the field, he is a top, I'll give him a top 25 wide receiver in the NFL on the field. And
Honestly,
so I think it's worth it for the investment.
I'm not gonna lie. There were moments last year where I was like, dang, he actually is really good. He just
He is
can't
a good
stay
player.
healthy. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy. But I will say I did overreact at first as well. But once I did look at the other wide receivers in the NFL, I did kind of calm down a little bit. Um, but I do still feel like the contract is fully based off potential and what he can be. And I can't lie, for him being 27 years old right now and having the injury history he has, I'm kind of like he just turned 27. So I mean, he'll be 27 the whole
Yeah.
season, but if it's going to turn out to be a 5-year deal, that's going to be his prime pretty much, and you're pretty much just betting on his prime to and his potential to outweigh his injury history.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those contracts where, like, I think everyone sees that number and is like, holy cow, Packers absolutely overpaid for a number three wide receiver. Like, that's the joke with the Packers. They have four number three wide receivers.
Right.
Maybe if you're being nice, you can call him a number two. You can call Javen Reed a number two. The point is, they don't have a true number one wide receiver. They just paid two this offseason. They already paid Javen Reed, who I thought
Yeah.
they actually got on a really good contract too. They, obviously we're talking about Christian Watson, his extension. I think they got really good value from him. They have Golden from last year, the first
Yep.
round rookie.
Hmm.
He didn't have a fantastic season, but he showed a lot of promise, especially in the playoff game. And so I kind of like what they're doing with their wide receiver core. And yeah, they got guys. They're so good at developing wide receivers. It's like honestly pretty incredible. So if they can actually stay healthy, especially Christian Watson, it's going to be a fun offense to watch. It just really depends on what happens with Josh Jacobs.
Oh
But now
yeah.
I think the next guy
Good
you
old
have to
Josh
pay
Jacobs.
is Tucker Kraft. That's the next contract if you're the Packers. Lock him up. Ironically, he's coming off of a season-ending injury as well. So the Packers are going to have to start paying a lot of these guys who are coming off of injuries. However, these guys are young. They're entering their prime, and when they're actually on the field, they are very good players. So it's a lot of risk, but you can't just let those type of
And
guys
Jordan
walk out
Love
the
is
door.
still on a very decent contract.
Yeah, he was the 26th overall pick in the
Hmm.
2020 draft, and so it's
They
like
they
he's not
s-
getting a crazy guaranteed contract.
they signed him
Or
before his
actually,
breakout
no,
year.
because he had a contract extension. What was
Yep.
his contract?
I think he
I need to look that up.
has 2 years left. They did front
Jordan
load him,
Love.
by the way. Fun fact, which is so
Let's see
smart.
here.
If you ever have to pay your quarterback, always front load every time. Yeah,
I guess it depends on the outlook of your
he
team.
has 3 years left on his deal,
Top
and his
rookie.
contract's not. It's a 3-year, 162 million.
3 year, 162 million.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm looking to see the
His
top paid
his cap hit will be
annual
36.
salaries. 36. Okay, what website are you looking at to see that? Is it
I'm
over the
on a
cap?
spot track.
Spot check. Gotcha.
The huge. His signing bonus was 75 million.
Okay, so is the 36 number you got, is that his for this year
Yeah.
specifically?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So his total value is actually Spot Track has this out of order.
Oh, it does?
So it would work out to 55 million a year. But like you said, they front loaded his contract. So they probably paid that earlier on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. This is over the cap. It's kind of confusing. Let me go to Spot Track. It's probably better. 2026 season.
His max
Yeah, I'm
value is
curious to
20.
see just the quarterback
His max
numbers.
value is 221. That's crazy.
Okay, that's his contract. I want to see the total guaranteed. That
Oh,
is the
his
question.
guaranteed 100
Okay.
million.
Oh, this is 160 million guaranteed. That would put him
Oh, yeah, yeah, sorry, my
11th in
bad.
the
No, so
NFL.
the guaranteed at signing was 100, but the total guaranteed is 160. My bad. I'm guessing that's
Gotcha.
other I guess that's other, stipends like showing up to OTs and I don't know, probably weird stuff, I don't know, whatever. But yeah, the total guaranteed is 160, you're right.
Yeah,
So the
I'm
whole
looking at
contract
this.
was 220.
That's 11th in the NFL and
Mhm.
guaranteed money for QB. That's great value for Jordan Love.
No, it is. And
The
it's
Packers do such a great job at giving out contracts. This is a really good contract.
and if you're front loading that contract, dude, like he's only going to get cheaper. And the
Okay,
contracts for quarterbacks is only going to go up as time keeps going up. So he's not going to.
can I
What's up?
can I play a quick game with you?
Sure.
Can you guess the top 5 QBs with the most guaranteed money?
Probably. Is Deshaun Watson done already?
Okay, that's what I was setting it up for. He's number 3.
Still, yeah. I was about to say there's no way that
230
I
million
was about to say
guaranteed.
there's no way that contract is done yet. I was about to
Bro,
say,
it's number 1 Josh Allen, number 2 Dak
hold on.
Prescott, 3
Give me one
Deshaun
more.
Watson, 4 Joe
Give me
Burrow.
one more.
Wait,
Hold
what?
on. Give me one more. Hold on.
Oh,
Is Jared Goff 5?
Jared Goff is not. He is
Oh,
10th.
really? Wait,
Jared
wait, wait.
Goff
Give me
is
a
10th.
second. Hold on. Let me think who's 5. Uh, you okay? Say the 4 again.
You got Josh Allen,
Yeah.
Dak Prescott,
Mm-hmm.
Deshaun Watson, Joe Burrow are the top 4.
Dak Prescott. Oh my gosh, dude. Quickly, by the way, that's crazy because they could have gotten him on a cheaper deal if Jerry Jones wouldn't have held out for so long. It's actually insane. He's
That
so
is crazy.
he is so dumb, bro. It's actually insane. Um, this quarterback's on a winning team, I'm guessing. Oh wait, is it Matthew Stafford?
Not Stafford.
Really?
So his is just a 1-year deal,
Well, I
but it's
know. I
55
would
mil
think they would give him a lot of
guaranteed.
guaranteed though.
But it's just a 1 year, so that's why it's so low.
Oh, this is collect. Oh yeah, that's true. Who
Yeah.
would be on a big year? Because Caleb hasn't gotten his contract yet.
It's one of your favorite quarterbacks.
Oh my gosh,
Not
it's Jalen
not
Hurts.
no. I said that
Really?
sarcastically actually.
Bro, what? Wait,
You're
is
not
it
a big fan
Trevor
of this QB.
Lawrence?
No.
It's
Trevor
someone I
Lawrence is
don't
6th.
like.
It's someone you don't like.
I mean,
Well,
I
I don't know
like
if you don't like
Mahomes.
him, you just think he's
It's not
overrated.
Mahomes. Oh, I think he's overrated. Yeah, that's not Pat. Justin Herbert. Really? I
White
mean, I know he
Barb.
re- I mean, I knew he resigned, but it has to be him, right?
The Despicable Me light barb.
Like,
Yep, Justin Herbert.
you know what's funny? As soon as you said that, I
What?
freaking saw Lad McConkey's little smirk on my screen. Oh my gosh.
That's hilarious.
Gosh dang it. I'm gonna
Dude,
send this to
Patrick
you. This is
Mahomes is number
ridiculous.
12.
That's what I thought. I was like, there's no way Mahomes is up there because his deal when he first signed it, when you look at it, it was like, oh, they front loaded him like crazy. This dude's contract is about to go insane. And then also they made a
Yeah.
deal at the time where as time goes on, they can readjust it because like if Pat Mahomes, becomes like, a stake owner in the Royals like he is right now, bro doesn't need money from the Chiefs. He has other businesses and sponsorships he can take money from. It's kind of like the Tom
Hmm.
Brady effect, where it's like Brady makes enough money to live off of his sponsorships alone. He doesn't need a fat contract from an NFL team.
Yeah, that's true. Man, these are fun contracts. Anyway, enough quarterback talk. That's the wide receiver. That's the Packers
It's
signing.
really not that bad, dude.
I I'm okay with it. I think they did good work.
We just freak out
And
because we're used to wide receivers not getting paid that much
bro,
growing up, you
that's
know?
wild.
But that is like that's like typical wide receiver money now. It really is. There's a lot of good wide
Josh,
receivers nowadays
you
too, so it makes
just
sense.
sent me a picture of uh devious Lad McConkey
I
grin.
told you he was grinning on my screen, like
That's hilarious.
like Justin Herbert's just vibing, and then you got Lad McConkey like, you know
You
who's
got Lad just like,
you know who's number 5.
what up,
I'm the
boys?
guy who got him to number 5 on the list.
All
Definitely not
right,
this season
so
though. But anyways.
that's injury prone wide receiver talk. Let's move on
Mm-hmm.
to Baker Mayfield. So what happened
Bro,
with Baker?
bro, this came out of nowhere.
What's going on?
I did not expect that. But I guess it
Yeah.
kind of makes sense. Like as I thought about it more, um, I mean the Bucks underachieved heavily, dude. I mean I know they had a lot of injuries too, but if you're the Bucks organization, you kind of have to relook at the situation and be like, do we really want to keep going with Baker? Because Baker's starting to get older. Um, the report I saw was Bucks quarterback Baker Mayfield says the start of training camp is his deadline for getting a contract extension done, which makes sense. I mean, that's typical. Um,
Mhm.
because before you played for the season, you want to know if you're going to be there for the future. It gives you a nice sense of relief to know that you're staying with the same team. If not, he'll play out the final year of his contract in 2026. Baker said the two sides are not close right now, and that was like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not
I think
surprised.
the Bucks need to move on from Baker at the end of this offseason. And I say that because I believe that Todd Bowles is on the hot seat.
Mm-hmm.
And if the Bucks underachieve, there is no point continuing with Baker. And so I think this year is going to be so telling for the Bucks because one of two things is going to happen. You're going to make the playoffs. You're going to win a playoff game or two. At that point, yeah, let's re-sign Baker. Let's run it back. Let's build on this current roster. But if you underachieve or if Baker has a similar season that was kind of up and down like last year, I think it's best for both parties to move on because it doesn't make sense to keep Baker on this Bucks timeline, especially if you miss the playoffs. Top Bulls is 100% gone.
Yep.
Like he's done. And so, why would you re-sign Baker and add a head coach? Like, why not just start fresh, retool this roster, go into the 2027 stacked QB class, get a QB with a new head coach, do a new era of Tampa Bay. So I think this is going to be a pivotal year for the Bucks organization because one of two outcomes can happen. This reminded me a lot of the Dolphins situation last year. You had Mike McDaniel on the hot seat. You had Tua, and you were kind of at a crossroads with him. Now Baker is better than Tua, but in
Mm-hmm.
a lesser sense, you thought as a Dolphin fan, okay, if Tua plays well, we're going to keep him. We're going to keep riding out this contract that we gave him.
Because you're
However, if
rebuilding no
he
matter what.
doesn't, you're rebuilding if
Look,
the
you're rebuilding
Dolphins
the
don't hold
core.
up to a good
Like
standard.
like you have the right quarterback to rebuild around, but you're rebuilding the team and the core around him. Essentially, it's kind of like a retool, I guess, in a way.
Yeah. Yeah, for the Dolphins, it was like Mike McDaniel and Tua are almost a package deal. And I feel like you have to approach the Bucks situation the same way. That Todd Bowles and Baker should be a package deal. Let the head coach find his new quarterback. You have a good core of players already on Tampa Bay. Why not just continue to retool that roster? Like they have some guys who are still good and are still, in the prime of their careers, but they're also getting up there in age. You got like Antoine Winfield Jr., Vita Vea, you got Tristan Wirfs, and again, these are all great players, and you can decide to keep them around. But if you're going to go in a rebuild, like if the Bucks only win 7 games, let's not continue to do this dance. Let Baker go off to free agency. He is a good quarterback. Some team out there like Pittsburgh is going to give him a fat contract. He's going to play well, and you just start a new era of Bucks football. And so that's the approach I would take. I would take this year as the crossroads for my organization. Which direction will you go? Will you ride out with Baker and continue to build on this roster? Or if it fails, you move on from Baker, you start the new era of Bucks.
Yeah, because I mean Baker's
What would you say to
31.
that?
Yeah, Baker's 31, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
it just makes no
Baker
sense to
doesn't have
keep
time
him if
for a
you're not a.
rebuild.
Yeah, he needs to be on a win now team.
Yeah. He doesn't want to be a part of that. I mean, he could, but if I was him, I want to play for a contender. He's been on enough teams where he's had to go through the ruts of a rebuild. Obviously, he was with the Browns. He had that stint with the Panthers that didn't work out. Then obviously once he went to the Rams and with the Bucks, he started winning and competing. But like at
Hmm.
this point in his career, he doesn't need to find a bottom feeder team to start in. Go to a team like Pittsburgh, who already has a win now roster. Aaron Rodgers will retire after this season. You could plug Baker in right away,
And he's gonna
and
be
he will
better.
probably be better than Aaron
Not
Rodgers.
probably,
Exactly.
he will. Because Baker
Yeah.
still has some left in the tank for sure. I definitely believe he does.
And who knows, maybe it'll be the case with Minnesota if Kyler doesn't work out. That could
Dude,
be another spot
I
for him.
I
I don't
was
know.
I was gonna bring it up. If Kyler doesn't work and JJ, bro, there's something very enticing about Baker Mayfield on the Vikings. That entices me a lot. I mean, dude, Baker throwing to Justin Jefferson would feed families. It might feed me.
That would be so fun.
Cause like Baker,
And
dude,
Justin Jefferson would love him.
bro, Baker would be his best quarterback ever.
Oh my gosh. The
And
aura
Baker
on that team
feeds
would
his
be
wide
off the
receivers
charts.
too. Baker feeds his guys, bro. If Baker knows he has Justin Jefferson on his team, dude, Justin Jefferson is getting a season probably 1,500 or more yards. He's the first pick.
Yeah,
He's the first pick in fantasy. If Baker ever goes to the
absolutely.
Vikings. Yeah.
Absolutely. It would be a perfect fit for him. So it'll be interesting to see what the Bucks end up doing. I think Baker's a great quarterback. I'm not going to say great. I'll say he's a good quarterback.
He's good.
But
I
he's
think
in
he
that like
I think he
Jared
can be
Goff
great.
range,
Yeah.
maybe a little lower than Jared Goff, but
I
like yeah, he's like Brock Purdy, like he's around there in that
I
tier.
think he
So
has
he's
moments
gonna
of where
make
he looks
money
great
wherever
though.
he goes.
Like
Hmm.
there were times in Tampa Bay, like that one season he had 41 touchdowns. I was like, yeah, this dude's actually insane. Like if you
Yeah.
actually give
My
this guy
only
good
counterpoint,
weapons, he knows what he's doing.
right? The only way I could see the Bucks having a bad season and still wanting to keep Baker is the outlook of the NFC South, because I could see their logic being that the NFC South is wide open. Most likely it will be. And so why not just get Baker, who's an established starter, give him that extension and continue to retool the roster and just see if you can compete in the South? I could see them justifying that. I don't think that would be the right strategy. I would still go more of like a soft rebuild in a way.
Yeah.
Get that new quarterback, sign, you know, Jacoby Brissett if he's a free agent at that point. Someone like that. I don't know who. But like someone who could help a young QB develop and run it back in 2 years and see what you have. Because you still have a lot of great players. You have young talent on the team. You have Emeka Buka. You got Ruben Bain that you just drafted. Like there's some guys on this team. So it'll be fun. The Bucks will be an interesting team to look out for this year because it's going to show us a lot of what the future will hold for them.
Quick question before we end this topic. This is kind of way before the season starts, but pre NFC South look out here. Who do you have winning the division? Or you could just give me who you think is who you got, you know, in the standings there in that division.
The Panthers are winning the division, and that's the boring answer. But I think they're going to take the next step. I like what they did in the offseason. I'm not a Bryce Young hater. Like, I think he's a serviceable quarterback. I think Dave Canales brought out a lot of him last year. I think the only issue with Carolina would be injuries. Obviously, the hot team to talk about right now is the Saints, and I actually love what the Saints did this offseason. They brought in a
I
lot of
did
good
too.
guys, and they were actually one of my favorite drafts too. So it's all going to depend on what Tyler Shuck is. Um, I I have hope for Tyler Shuck. I may not be as high on him as a lot of other people are this offseason. I'm more of like, I still want to wait and see what he is.
Right.
I feel very comfortable with the Panthers. I like the roster they've built. And so I'm going to go with them to win back to back division titles. What about
But
you?
but
Who do
see,
you
you're
got?
you're in the same opinion as mine. I mean, I would have Saints winning the division because I'm higher on the Saints than the Panthers, but I would have Panthers too. But see, like,
Mhm.
so that means we both probably have the Bucks at 3.
I might have the Bucks at
Last? Do you have
two.
them last? It's close.
No, I might have them at two.
Oh, you have the Bucks at 2?
I might have the Saints at three.
Oh, okay.
I really think like I don't know. Like people are already because Tyler Shuck, he showed a lot of promise, especially
Mm-hmm.
at the end of last year. I think people are really projecting with him that he's going to be this like amazing quarterback, which he could
Oh,
be,
I'm not
but
saying that.
I still need to see more. I need to see more before
No,
I
I
can
just I
say
I
one way
just
or
think
the
the
other.
division is still going to be super mid. That's kind of where my thought process is.
Yeah.
I think I think we're going to go from having the best team that's 8 and 9 in the division to maybe 10 wins at most. That's kind of what I'm projecting. Like I'm thinking the Saints could go from 6 to 10 wins is what I'm saying.
You can tell me any team would finish one and any team could finish four, and I don't have an argument
But I think the
anyway.
Panthers could too. Either way, I do have the Falcons last. So,
Which honestly, like, I have the Panthers winning the division, but I wouldn't be like terribly shocked if the Falcons won the division. Like, I think they'll finish
that's
last as
true.
well,
If they
but
still
I'm
had the
not
same
shocked
head
if they finish
coach,
first.
if they would have still had the same head coach, I probably would be more hopeless for sure.
Yeah.
But then they went to Kevin Stefanski, and I
But
think
you
you
know
know
who
how I
else they got?
feel. I think I know how you think I feel about Kevin. So,
All I'm gonna say to end this topic, let's see Tua in a dome.
oh my goodness, dude was in
T-
Miami, bro.
I'm telling you, Tua in a dome is different.
Okay.
Anyway, that's all I'm gonna say.
Kevin Stefanski is awful, and I don't know how he got another head coaching job. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Whoa. You think he's awful?
Yes, yes. I was so happy when the Browns fired him. He is awful. It's terrible.
I'm gonna disagree with you. I
He
don't think
ran
he's
Baker out of
awful.
town. I think he's awful. I think it was a terrible
No,
signing.
I don't
Yep.
think he did.
Yep.
No, he brought the Browns, who were nothing, to the playoffs, and he made them a competent team. However, he can only play with the cards he's given. And so it's like, I don't know how much he had to do with the Deshaun Watson trade. I don't know how much he had to Baker leaving, but obviously
It was obviously
the
a lot
quarterback play that he
because
was given was not good,
it was
and
obviously
he
a
did the
lot
most with it.
because it was obviously a lot of why Baker left because Baker even called out Kevin Stefanski. So
My argument is I don't know if there's 10 other head coaches in the NFL who could have lasted in Cleveland as long as Kevin Stefanski did.
when when
I
Kevin
think that's an
Stefanski
accomplishment.
when Stefanski went to the Falcons, Baker quote tweeted to this one guy saying Stefanski had a dumpster fire at quarterback with Baker and Deshaun Watson failing, which started a chain reaction. Baker quote tweeted and said, "Failed is quite the reach, pal. Still waiting on text/call from him after I got shipped out like a piece of garbage. Can't wait to see you twice a year, coach."
Mm,
There's beef, and
well,
it's loud. Loud beef.
yeah, there's beef, but Baker was also different with the Browns. He wasn't the man he is today. Obviously, he's a
Sure.
lot more mature, but he's quoting that while he's on the Bucks, so that's something. So there's definitely something there. I don't know. I don't I don't think he's as bad
Obviously, it's
as
he said,
people
she
portray him
said,
to
but if
be.
he's more mature now, it's kind of shocking he said that.
Yeah, that's why I kind of backtracked a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
I think he got a bad rap with the Browns, and I
Well,
don't
he
know how many
did.
coaches would have done
No,
better.
no, no.
I don't
He
think.
did. I remember the situation. I get what you're saying. Maybe
Yeah,
Stefanski
and
just didn't
so
like him at that time. You know, I get it.
I mean, he got a head coaching job, so kudos to him. If I were NFL teams, I probably would have waited like another head coaching cycle before I went back to Stefanski to give
Hmm.
him maybe another year of just like reflection or
Especially after that
potentially being an
crisis he was a
offensive
part of.
coordinator
Like
somewhere.
I still understand what he had to go through. I mean,
I mean, that had to have been a
yeah,
mental toll for sure,
but
being
that's
in
also
Cleveland for that
assuming
long
he
and dealing
wasn't.
with what he did.
But that's also assuming he wasn't involved in those discussions as well. I mean, at the end of the day,
Yeah.
you gotta. We can give all these guys excuses at the end of the day, but we really don't know, and I can only assume. And it's one of those things where I'm like, well, they were obviously in the room with the owner and the GM. They had to be, unless the owner and GM just decided to do it without, him saying anything, which happens, but if you're, well, I was going to say a well-run organization, the Browns aren't obviously. Um I really don't know what the Browns conversation looks like, in their front office, but I typically would assume that all three of them would come to that conclusion, or at least two out of the three, especially if Kevin Stefanski's not getting back to Baker about leaving the team. I don't know if that's he said, she said type stuff, right? Um, but it's like the same thing last year with the Arizona Cardinals, like like Bidwell, Monty, and Gannon. They obviously all came to the conclusion that Kyler was not going to keep playing. Like, I 100% know that all three of them came to that conclusion. There's no way that there was one out of those three that were like, I kind of want to play Kyler. Like you could just tell how their press conferences went that none of them wanted him to be the starter and they were just playing it off like nothing was happening.
Yeah, I mean it's always just bad business
It's all
when
politics.
your front office doesn't agree with each other.
Yeah. And
Like,
that's kind of assuming maybe that's where the Brown situation was when the Watson negotiation happened, but it's kind of hard for me not to think all three were on the same page because obviously the owner has to be the first one that's okay with it. And then usually the owner has to be, and I feel like the owner for the Browns is pretty into his, team, I would say, pretty involved. Um and obviously the GM had to be the one to give that big old guaranteed contract to Watson. And then that leads to
yep.
Stefanski. I mean, I don't know.
His downfall was crazy. I remember him being a top 5 quarterback. That was
Oh,
wild.
Watson.
Yeah.
Dude, people talk about it to this day. They were like, maybe he was never good, and then people go back to his film. I don't know if we've ever
No,
talked
he was
about
a
that before.
beast.
Yeah,
He was an absolute stud
that massage
before
therapist
all
took
that
away
stuff
all of
happened.
his talents, bro.
Yeah. He sold his talent for massages.
Oh,
Pain.
yup. Mm-hmm.
All right, enough of this phony sport.
Yep.
Let's talk about a cool sport. Just kidding, I love football.
Do you
But let's talk about the NBA.
do you not want to talk about Russell Wilson's retirement? I know we already talked about Russell Wilson
Uh,
earlier, but
yeah.
unless you don't care
Yeah,
about him, I mean that's fair. He's kind of dog crap
I forgot
for
about
the
that.
last several
Yeah.
years.
Russell Wilson retired, Josh.
I mean, this is the last time we're probably gonna be talking about him.
True.
Any like final words? any any lasting words?
Wow. Could you like do some sort of like hymn or something, like some background like poet noise, like with like
Not
just
right now,
you
but
know,
if you
can
want
you
me
do like a
to,
beat?
yeah,
No,
sure.
I just mean right now. I don't need an edit.
Oh,
I
right
just mean
now.
you.
Oh, me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, just like you.
um, I don't know how it set the tone. I don't.
That's okay.
Poetry
I'll
in
do this a
motion.
cappella.
Is that what it is?
Russell, my dearest Russell, from the moment I saw you drafted in 2012, I was quite shocked. You came out of Wisconsin. You played for the Seahawks. You did a lot of legendary plays. I remember watching with the off the script throws, the fast mobility of your legs. You would run, but not run like Lamar. You would run when you run, and it was special. You had legendary teams. I remember the Legion of Boom. I remember Marshawn. I specifically remember when you threw the ball at the 1 yard line. And that made me really sad. You had Marshawn Lynch, and you couldn't run it at the 1 yard line. That was the downfall of your career. Then you went to Denver, and then you started to become cringe. You had an interesting time there. It was short lived. You went to Pittsburgh. Maybe things would change. You battled it out with Justin Fields. You went toe to toe. Justin Fields won the job, but then you took it out of his hands and you never looked back. You never looked back. You went to the Giants last year. I don't really know what you did actually. You were kind of there, but guess what? You were my vet. You were the league's vet. The league won't ever be the same without you. I hope you enjoy retirement. I hope you enjoy making videos. I hope you enjoy broadcasting and talking about sports. But the last thing I'll say is NFL QB football, let's ride off into the sunset. This is a spoken word.
Oh, no. I didn't expect the snapping.
So that's what I got. What do you guys say about it?
I'm gonna miss him, and I hope I see him in the broadcast booth
Wait.
or talking to Marshawn Lynch one day. No, that's about it. That's about it. I really hope Marshawn Lynch and Richard Sherman sit down with him. I really do.
Can they just like do a podcast together?
Dude, do you remember
That would be crazy.
do you remember the Shaq and Kobe one-on-one?
No.
So Kobe
never
and
watched
Shaq
that.
one time after like their careers were over, they finally sat down to talk about their careers. It was like an interview back in like I think it was like 2018 when they did it. And it was just an official televised one-on-one between both of them talking about playing together and like practices, their matchups, like a bunch of stuff. And just talking about how they felt. They pretty much just like hashed everything out, type of thing.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Did they hug?
I think so. I think they did. Yeah, I think they did at the end.
That's wholesome.
I mean, there wasn't really much bad blood by the time Kobe retired either. I think the one-on-one was just kind of one of those things where it was like, let's make it like super duper official to where it's like people just kind of stop making rumors, you know?
Yeah.
Because that's kind of how it
I f-
was the whole time. Like, even when Shaq was finally retired, like, it's in comparison, it would be like, if LeBron and Kyrie sat down for a one-on-one after their careers are done.
Ooh. That's true.
That
That'd
would be
crazy.
fire. And like Kobe and Shaq is like tenfold that, you know, because like they were literally the greatest duo of all time. And Shaq without a like Shaq always literally goes back and says like if he would have stayed, they would have won more. And Shaq even admits that he shot himself in the foot for leaving. So,
Yeah.
which
I mean, they're not Tatum and Brown,
okay,
but I know what you're saying.
or just Tatum after Jalen Brown gets traded. But anyway,
They're not Tatum and Giannis. I mean,
but like it's one of those legendary like one-on-ones where it's like, you know, like Kyrie and Braun would be really cool, or like the one that we will probably never get is like Michael Jordan and Isaiah Thomas sitting down. I don't know
Yeah.
if you know about that one, but man, that one,
Yeah, they got some beef.
bro, there is still beef to this day. Grown
The
men,
Michael Jordan documentary on Netflix.
dude, do you remember?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, grown men, like insane. And it's funny because if you really look at it, Isaiah Thomas side of things, he really didn't even do anything. Like
Yeah.
Jordan literally took his hatred for the Pistons and just put it all on Isaiah Thomas. Another good one that did happen though, Magic Johnson did sit down with Isaiah Thomas, which was
I never
huge.
saw that one.
That's a really good one as well, because they were kind of like in the same thing. It was more hurtful though because Magic and Isaiah Thomas, they did grow up as like best friends. Even before like getting into the NBA, they were best friends growing up.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
They were very best friends like off the court, like early their careers and everything, and then there was finally something that happened on court. I think it was in the finals and it got physical. So let
Yeah.
me look this up real. Yeah, so like Magic, he hit Isaiah with a hard forearm in Game 4 of the '88 finals, and like
Jeez.
usual, I mean that'd probably make you pretty mad. That's like if you
Yeah,
forearmed me
probably.
or if I forearmed you. But I mean that would be like in a 1v1 scenario and mistakes happen. This probably wasn't a mistake. I think the buildup really was more like this was during the Bad Boy Pistons and they were Magic was probably taking hard forearms every time he drove into the paint. So one little hard forearm to his buddy was probably seen as retaliation, but Isaiah probably wasn't cool with it.
Yeah, for sure.
Because Isaiah, he's kind of like the random guy in the Bad Boy Pistons. Like he wasn't like everybody else on that team where he was just like throwing people to the ground. Which, if you want to talk unethical hoops, Mr. Zachary, let's talk about the late 80s and early 90s sometime. Where people were just
Yeah,
freaking
man.
smacking each other.
It was a different era.
It was freaking football and wrestling, not 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 basketball. But
I sometimes don't mind that.
but yeah, Russ. Sit down with
Oh, yeah.
Marshawn and Richard, please. That'd be great. It'd feed families. It'd feed me as well. Um, I would definitely sign up for watching that because I know Richard
like-
Sermon hates you. Marshawn
Once
does
Matthew
too.
Stafford and Aaron Rodgers retires, that's when it's going to be a true end of an era. They're like the last two pillars before
Did
it's
you
like the
ever
new age.
think that
quarterbacks.
Rodgers and Stafford would be the last two?
I don't know.
The
I
last
never
two
really thought
standing?
about it.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought Tom Brady would always be the last one standing because that dude was like, I'm gonna play till I'm 50.
Oh. No, he's a 90s boy.
Honestly though,
That would've
Tom
been
Brady
crazy.
was close to being the last. He was close. But turns out Rodgers wanted to play till he was 40 and Stafford did too, so
Hey, man. Philip Rivers tried his best.
bro,
Be the last.
bro. I'll never forget seeing Philip Rivers in that game, bro. Little out of shape. Just a little bit.
I mean,
that dad bod was hidden
all
for
things
sure.
considered, he played pretty good. It wasn't like awful.
He played
It
good.
wasn't as bad as I thought.
He played good for what the scenario was. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah. I can't hate it.
I give him like a B plus for
Mhm.
what he did. All things
Dude,
considered.
4 touchdowns?
Did he have 4?
Yeah,
Dang.
because he played in 3 games. He played in 3 games.
Okay, Philip, I see you.
But 3 interceptions.
Hey, man.
But
I don't
hey,
mind that.
63% completion though.
He's
Were a
still
lot of them
slinging
dump
it
offs? Probably.
without playing for 5 years.
But hey, not many people can do a simple dump off, you know. Did he
That's
only
for sure.
average 180 yards in those games? Yeah.
Anthony Richardson.
Which is really
Wishes he could.
bad. I think Anthony Richardson averaged more yards than that. 180?
No,
You don't think so?
Anthony Richardson.
You think it's pretty on par? Okay.
I don't know. All right, I feel like we should jump to the NBA.
Yeah, while you do that, I gotta check this out for Anthony Richardson. I will not
Check what
let
out?
him get cooked as
Okay,
his
fine.
career
While you
comes to
look
an
that
end.
up, we're going to talk about Austin Reeves
Ooh.
and his potential max contract this offseason and whether or not it would be smart for the Lakers to do so.
Oh
So
my gosh,
he
Anthony Richardson
qualifies.
was less, by the way.
He did
Anyways,
less.
Yeah, his best season was 165. Anyways, continue.
Better
Shout
than I
out to
thought.
Philip Rivers. Anyways,
Yeah,
Austin
so
Reeves,
Austin Reeves,
my goat.
he qualifies. Is it 200
We could
or
round it
what's
up.
the
It's 250.
250? Okay. Yeah, so he can get that max contract of around 250. So he would qualify for 25% of the salary cap for the Lakers. The Lakers do have the advantage because they can give him the 5th year option. And if he were to sign with like another team in free agency, then they could only give him, the 4 year. I'm pretty sure like the only two teams who could like realistically sign Austin Reeves in free agency would be like the Bulls and the Nets. But
Yeah,
like other than that, no one can really do anything. And so like the Lakers, if they were to give him that contract, um, they could give him 8% raises after every season. If he were to go to the Nets or the Bulls, it would be 5%. So there's not, you know, there's not many options for the Lakers here, in my opinion. Like,
the main report
I don't,
is he's reportedly seeking that contract as we speak,
yeah.
and it's
So I mean, the
uncertain if
Lakers
he
don't have
wants
to
the
sign him for
discount.
that.
Yeah, and it's uncertain that he's willing to take a hometown discount. There's like really no showing that he's gonna budge on it.
I see no benefit in the Lakers not bringing Austin Reeves back. And the reason I say that is because it's not like keeping all or like the Lakers need to keep Austin Reeves because losing him would only be like a $21 million cap hold, and there's no one in free agency that would be worth that. That could replace Austin Reeves with that. The next best like free agent is probably LeBron, but like the unrestricted free agent market this offseason is not very good. And so I think that the Bulls and Nets would probably put an offer for Austin Reeves because of how bad the free agent class is.
Here's the scenario. If I'm the Lakers, I'm not signing Austin Reeves. He needs to take a shorter contract. I'm not signing him to that contract. If he signs that contract, there's no more cap space. Um, it's all vet minimums from there because they're gonna have 105. They're gonna have $105 million in cap. Um, most of it is player options. So DeAndre Ayton and Marcus Smart, they're probably gonna accept their player options. If they accept them, and Austin Reeves doesn't accept his, which obviously he's probably not, um, they're going to go into free agency if they also hit the team option for Dalton Connect. So pretty much if they're keeping the people that they already have for deals out for going into next year, they will have about $90 million in already spent. That will bring them to an overall cap room of about 65 million dollars. Um, so with that being said, if they have about 60 or $65 million to spend, and you're getting Austin Reeves on a 5 year, $250 million, 240, my bad, $240 million contract, that is about 48 million. So 48 million, 60. So that's probably going to leave about around $15 million, $17 million. So if they sign Reeves to that, LeBron's not coming back unless they want to go into the tax apron and pay the tax there. Um, this really showcases whatever they do with Austin Reeves is going to tell me everything I need to know, because the only way LeBron comes back realistically is if Austin Reeves is on a cheaper deal. if they do end up signing Austin Reeves to that contract, LeBron is definitely not returning to the Lakers.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, because they're going to use that 17 million to pick up. They're going to round out the rest of the roster. Um, and they're going to need it because this roster is rough. Um, ideally, I if I'm Rob Pelinka, I would probably want Reeves more towards like a
200
5 year.
probably.
um Best case scenario 150, but you might have to bargain for 200. 200 would be a bargain. I know that sounds crazy, but
Yeah.
the reason I say that is because Luca is making a third of the cap. So,
And that's another thing I wanted to bring up with this was if we just go off of, say, the highest paid NBA player is the best player in the league, and we just go down the list like that. If Austin Reeves got that $41.5 million, that would be the 35th highest paid player, which I don't think is awful. Like, I would consider Austin Reeves a top 50 player.
mhm.
And so I wouldn't like think it's like an insane stretch if you just base it off a contract value. But like you said, I don't see Austin Reeves as a guy who should make that much if he's not probably not a number two on a championship team. I don't think he's a number two.
And that's
I
what
think
I'm
he's a number
saying.
three.
We don't know if he is a number 2. And we were trying to see if he was this season, and you still don't even know because he was injured a lot. And even when playoffs came, he had one or two good games in the stretches that he played. Otherwise, he sold a lot. He was shooting
Yeah. He
bad.
was not a good playoff player. And
Mm-mm.
also along that line, even if he does prove to be a number two, can you still win with a backcourt of Luca and Austin Reeves defensively? I don't think you can.
Yeah, man. Like if you give Austin Reeves that contract, it's 48 million a season. That means, well, that's assuming you're not front loading or back loading. Traditionally, you backload the NBA contracts. Like Luca,
Hmm.
Luca made 45. He made about 46. Um, this season, he's going to be making 50 next season. So he goes up 4 million. So Austin Reeves, he'll probably start smaller, but still, like, even if he's making like 44 million or 42 million in his first year with his new deal, dude, he's only like 8, 6, or 4 million away from Luca money.
Yeah.
So you are pretty much saying that he's bare minimum a number 2.
This is going to be a really fine line to walk because this has the making of becoming a very dangerous contract. Because on one hand, you don't want to lose the asset of Austin Reeves. If he were just to walk away for nothing and go to the Nets, they sign him to that deal, you're left with pretty much nothing. However, like there's nothing worse in the NBA than having a negative asset. And this could potentially, like down the road in a couple years, we could see it as that if he were to get such a big contract like this, especially like you already mentioned with his injury history, with his playoff performances, what he's shown,
Yep.
and also just the defensive side of the ball. It's not there. Like you have to really rely on his offense, and obviously you're in the same backcourt as your franchise player Luca, who's obviously not known for his defense. He's not going to do anything on
But
that
he's one of the
end.
best offensive players in the league. So
Exactly. And
he's
so
a
you can work
generational
with that.
talent. I mean,
But if you're going to get on and off play from your second best player and your second highest paid player, this could very well turn into a bad thing for the Lakers. And so they have to decide if that's worth it. But I agree with you that they have to hope that Austin Reeves takes less of a contract, which I think is possible because like he wanted to play for the Lakers when he was coming out of college. Like he chose to not be drafted. Like he basically told the Pistons, "No, don't draft me,"
mhm.
because he had his eyes set on the Lakers the whole time. So obviously, it's a business. He's gonna try to get his money, but he doesn't seem like a guy who would be like super stubborn. Like, no, I need the absolute most money I can get.
Well,
Like, I
this is
think he would
bargaining too.
probably take less of it as well.
Well, this is bargaining too. I mean, agents are involved too, right? So, I mean, at the end of the day, the agent's going to do his job and he's going to try, like, at the end of the day, the agent's ideal situation is getting my client the biggest contract I can get them. And if there's any way for me to get information out there that there's a chance he might not come back because he might get lowballed, that's what they do. That's the job in mind. Um, so I'm not surprised that report came out because it's the beginning of the smoke and fire. And where
Mhm.
there's smoke and fire, there's a forest fire.
Whoa.
And
That's
this is gonna get drawn out.
yeah.
um, there's gonna be I think there's two scenarios here, Zach. Either the Lakers do sign him to that contract, or they do hold out and see if anyone offers him a deal. And if they do, this might end up being a sign and trade.
I was just about to ask you about that.
Mm-hmm.
Is
There
it
is
possible that there would be a sign in trade?
pretty sure
Hmm. That would be interesting.
because if the Bulls and the Nets are coming after him, then I mean, there's some assets. And the Bulls are always willing to give you some assets. Turns out.
That is true.
Hmm. Yeah, so I just looked up. Austin Reeves definitely has the eligibility to be involved in a sign and trade.
Hmm. Okay.
So I mean,
That makes sense.
if you do have the Bulls and Nets coming after you, I mean, if we look at the Bulls roster, they do have a lot of guards. They have a lot of
I could.
guards.
I was gonna say. Well,
Anthony
even with the Nets,
Simons.
though, I was thinking like if you're the Nets, you could get off of Claxton, and they drafted
Oh,
like 37
dude,
point guards last year. They
dude.
could give one of those guys. Like, I
If
feel like
the
that makes sense.
I think that would actually be the best deal. That's actually I'm glad you brought that up. If the Lakers have to do a sign and trade, if they can get Claxton for him, that is super ideal because the Lakers have been struggling to get the big man that they need, especially for Luca. If you can get someone like a Nick Claxton in there to run pick and roll with Luca, I
Yeah.
mean that's perfect. And Nick Claxton's gonna look even better because you have Luca giving you the ball. So that's literally
And
match made in heaven easily.
yeah, and they have so many guards already. Like, they can afford to give probably one guard to throw in. But even just like a one for one, that would probably work. But I mean, if you're the Nets, it's like you're Claxton doesn't fit their timeline. He fits the Lakers timeline. And so
Yeah,
the Nets, it's Danny Wolf season. Come on.
it's and also don't forget Austin Reeves is 28, guys. Some people forget Austin Reeves is 28. He's not like 25. He is 28 years old. He's in the peak
That's
of his
wild.
career.
I would have thought he was like
So
26.
just keep in mind, if you are Rob Pelinka, I'm looking at Austin Reeves' stats, his age, and everything, and I'm like, is this guy as a 28-year-old giving me number two production? Because Austin Reeves at 28
Mm,
to the age of 29 and 30, these are probably his best years. Because
yeah,
people forget he's 28. He came in the league at an older age. Let's not forget. Like his first year he was
yeah. He was at
23.
Wichita State and then
Mhm.
Oklahoma. He's been around.
He was 23. He just turned 28. So you have a guy that's just turned 28. And if you're offering him a 5-year deal, $240 million, that means by the time his contract is done, he's going to be 33. So,
And
Mr.
you're still trying to project who he is as well.
at 28,
Yeah. Hmm.
you're
Go
projecting a
ahead.
guy at the age of 28, Zach.
Go tell Mr. Palinka
I think
your
Palinka
piece.
knows. I hope he knows because at the end of the day, I think people just. If this was any other player, if it wasn't Austin Reeves on the Lakers specifically, no one would consider this contract. How about,
Yeah.
you know what? This as well. If Austin Reeves was not on the Lakers, any other team, this contract would not be a discussion. This contract is only a discussion because he's on the Lakers.
Oh, snap.
I mean,
Chat
think
clip
about
that.
it. The only reason this contract is a thought is because he's on the Lakers. Let's be real. Any other team, they would not be talking 240 million for Austin Reeves.
Mm,
The only reason they're in this position is because they have Luca and LeBron is 40 years old.
yeah.
So Austin Reeves is your next best option.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, this is someone you're comfortable calling a number three on a championship team. Like, who would be comfortable calling him a number two? I don't think anyone's comfortable with that,
He
if
looked
we're
like
being
it in the
honest.
early he looked like at the start of the season, and then once he got injured, he's never been the same. He was
But
all
even with a hot start to start the season, like playoff basketball, like the defense you have to play, the shots you have to make, like in big moments, that's a little scary.
well, see the main issue the main convo was him and Luca were looking so offensively dominant. See, you can make the argument to me to keep Reeves if him and Luca are super dominant together offensively, if they're like top 5, top 3 offense in the NBA. If they're doing that together, you might be able to swing me because at the end of the day, like having two guys that can average 30 points per game because Austin Reeves was averaging 30 at the start of the season. He was all NBA stat wise, maybe not defensively, but he was up there with Luca. Like they were both competing for all NBA, and then he got hurt. Luca also got hurt, but dude, they were on a crazy run at the start of the season, and then it all crashed and burned. But at that time, like there was an actual argument. Like you could have told me, like this is an insane offensive duo. You should build around it. You know, build out the rest of the roster with players that complement both of them. And if Austin Reeves was that player, I think you could make the argument. The only reason we're here now is because once he got injured, he's never been the same after that. And then in the playoffs, he kind of crapped the bed. So He was on the it was there, man. They were on the right track, and then it just all blew up right in their face.
One of my other issues with this is we're not even considering the cost of playing the Thunder, the Spurs, the Timberwolves, like during playoff games with that backcourt. Like, this feels like we're going to try to be a really good tier 2 West team. And I don't think you're going to get to
Yeah.
that tier 1
You know what? That's a
with
good
Austin
point.
Reeves.
Yeah, that's a good point because then it's like one of those combos where you're like, okay, even if Austin Reeves is a number two and him and Luca are this offensively dominant, are they going to be so offensively dominant that the Thunder's defense and the Spurs defense is not going to be able to stop them?
Right.
Because to be honest with you, the reason the Thunder and the Spurs are so dominant defensively is because they can throw multiple different bodies on you
Yeah.
and slow you down. They don't need to stop you, but they can they can deplete your energy. The Spurs can throw Castle at you. They can throw Dylan Harper at you. They can also throw Wemby on you because turns out Wemby can play perimeter defense because he's 7'4" with like an 8-foot wingspan.
Well,
So
if you think about it, that's how the past two NBA champions were built, and probably the third NBA champion this year. You had the Celtics, who could switch everybody. You had the Thunder last year, could do the same, and then you have the Knicks, who are probably going to win it, or even if the Spurs somehow make a comeback, both of those teams can switch any guys.
we are becoming
And
more defensive
Austin
heavy
Reeves,
league.
yeah, yeah, Austin Reeves and Luca will be picked on the whole time, and you just got to bet on their offense somehow being better enough to account for that. And I don't think that's possible in a 7 game series.
And the reason we're becoming more of a defensive heavy league is because Wemby is at the forefront, but also a part of that is more teams. It's it's kind of like the repercussion in a way. It's in comparison, it's like the NFL where in the NFL the Chiefs were so dominant at their peak offensively. They were generational. And then what happened to cause that? More defensive schemes with two high safeties. Defenses became way more advanced than they were during that time. Obviously, defensive schemes have always been, high quality, but the Chiefs made teams think outside the box and think of different ways that they could beat them. And then they
Yeah.
went from being unbeatable to, oh, we can beat this team. We just need the right pieces on this side of the ball to actually do something because we can't stop them, but we can slow them down because it is a numbers game at the end of the day. Shout out to Kenny Atkinson. um,
Bro.
but it's the same way in
It
the
always
NBA.
comes back to him.
Oh yeah, it's always gonna come back to you. um, but it's the same in the NBA. Like we had our time with very offensive heavy teams. We had the Warriors. Um, and then I mean the Raptors, I wouldn't say they were heavy. They were pretty good on both sides of the ball. But Lakers were really good offensively. And then you had the Warriors again, Bucks, they were really good on both sides of the ball. But you've
Yeah.
seen progression over time where it's like, oh, if I just have like really good defenders on the court at the same time, it's really hard for these guys to score. And also a part of that too is how contracts are and how many good players you can have on a team now because you're never going to see a team like the Warriors ever again. You might have teams that might get close to that. Um,
Especially with the CBA. It's like almost
it's
impossible to
hard.
recreate
It's
something like
it
that.
Yeah, it's hard to recreate putting three historical shooters on your team.
Hmm.
Like the Knicks offense is, it's pretty good, but their offense is not close to as historic as having Curry, Clay, and KD. Like those three guys easily can outshoot and outscore anybody on the Knicks starting lineup, but that Knicks starting lineup can guard probably a lot of great teams that we've seen. Like I would love to see a Knicks like this Knicks team versus that Warriors team
They have
personally.
4 guys on the court who could guard 1 through 5 pretty much.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
that would interest me a lot because you have a lot of guys that can actually guard these guys one-on-one coverage. Like it's not like 2017 LeBron on KD where LeBron's having a pretty mid defensive season to what he's usually used to. You have OG and Anobi who's on KD, who's going to be in your face, and he's also longer than LeBron, and his literal job is to stop you. So
Yeah.
yeah, stuff like that's interesting to think about. But
Well,
yeah,
yeah, it is interesting to think about too, like you were saying, how the league has shifted because, like, pretty much the last team that wasn't like crazy minded that made the finals was the Mavericks. And it's like, what did you see the Mavericks do right after, they lost the finals? It's like, yeah, the next season they trade away Luca to try to intake more defense and tried to build their identity that way. Because it's like even the Pacers last year, obviously offensively they were insane, but they had dudes who could guard. It's like you got Nemhard, you got Aaron Nesmith, Matherin. Like you have a lot of guys who could switch and guard as well. So it's like, yeah, now you're gonna start seeing teams who can't be super one-sided dominant, especially if the one side is offense. Like you have to have those guys who can switch, especially in a 7-game series. So yeah, it's very fun now to see how teams will build. And even just like in the draft, like finding those guys who are like, yeah, just like the extremely long wingspan, maybe have some potential to grow a jump shot, but like they're a dog on defense. It's like, yeah, you should get those guys.
to
And it's like
finish.
sometimes the pure scorers, it's like, okay, they're fine, but it's like you can find those guys, but can you defend? You know, I think that's
Dude,
super
it's
important.
all about two-way players now. Like you
Yeah.
have to be able to do both sides of the ball. You have to. You can't just be one-sided player anymore. It's just not possible. Like
Yeah, you have to
you
be
can't be
like
a
a
full
special
liability.
talent.
Hmm.
That's your only chance.
You got to be like, and if you're somehow only good at defense and offense, like you have to be really good. Like you have to be one of the best three-point shooters, or you have to be one of the best perimeter or interior defenders for you
Right.
to even get, a contract or considered if you're not good on either side of the ball. That's why Steven Adams is still here.
Yeah.
Because he's still good interior presence, but that's literally all he gets paid to do is he plays like his 4 to 8 minutes just for the interior presence. So, because you
Yeah,
still need
you have
those guys
to.
sometimes. It just depends how your team's built.
Mhm.
But
And he's an important piece. Like he would, you know, like a lot of teams would want him,
yeah, because he does
even at
play
his
he
age.
does play good defense. And dude, he gets
Yeah.
boards. It's really not
Yeah.
just his defense. It's the boards, dude. He gets a lot of rebounds.
His screening's good
A
too.
lot more
Like
than
he,
Shangoon.
yo,
He's not a baby like Shangoon.
he
KD
doesn't
would
run
know.
like a duck.
Yeah, KD would know best. Trust.
Oh yes.
But I'm gonna
Yeah.
make a prediction real quick before we move on.
Got you.
The league right now is defensively heavy. I would not be surprised if we see it in the future move to more shot creation heavy. Because
Hmm.
that's what makes these defenses so dominant is part of it is these teams can't have the crazy offensive rosters that they had before. But that's because a lot of these guys are really not good at shot creating. Um, I would not be surprised as the younger groups come up through college, high school, college, or whatever, that their coaches are more fixated on players being more gifted shot creators.
Yeah, it's just really tough to have like a good amount of shot creators on one team. It's like,
Yeah,
especially on the floor together.
I think we'll see the comeback of the mid-range shot, Zach, because for how dominant these defenses are, what beats it at the end of the day is a good mid-range shot.
Yep.
It really is at the end of the day because that's what we see in the playoffs. If you, I've been saying this for several years now, if you cannot make a mid-range shot in the playoffs, you might as well sit because you're cooked. Like, there's a reason why guys like SGA is dominant in the playoffs. Maybe not this past playoffs, but that's the reason why he continues to have success because his mid range is so
Mhm.
deadly. And like, if Wemby becomes a deadly mid range shooter, I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know what we're gonna
GG's.
do. It's over. Like, the mid-range, like, whether people want to say analytically it's a bad shot, once you get to the playoffs, it's a whole different game. And mid-rangers win games, baby. That's all I know.
Brunson.
In the
Oh,
playoffs. Yep. Yep.
he's a
Brunson. If
killer.
you really want to know, go look at game 1.
Yeah.
Just saying.
DeMar DeRozan's licking his chops like that's going to be my Kings next year.
Well, yeah, you can't just be like a pure mid-range shooter though. Like, obviously the three-point shot still has value. Well, also DeRozan's not really a good defender either, so
Yeah.
he's just mid-range
I'm just saying you
assassin.
gave him hope, man, because I know he's listening and send us a jersey.
Yeah, you're gonna
We'd
be in the
really appreciate it.
3v3 league with Ice Cube soon. It's okay. You're
Yo,
gonna look crazy in that league though, I will say.
bro, we're trying to get him to give us a jersey, man. Your Kings are going to be fire. I got you
He's
all in
gonna
the
be
A
in the big
first team
three.
next
I'm
year.
just saying. He's perfect. Him and ISO Joe
He
are gonna
he
go
would
crazy.
honestly, yeah, he would cook.
Yep. Him and ISO Joe, bro. It's over.
Man, that's awesome.
But on to our last topic, Zach. I don't think we're surprised. I don't think you're surprised. I'm not surprised. Um,
Yeah.
Breaking news. John Morant will be traded by next month. So
Yeah.
we're saying that John Morant will not be a Grizzly by time we come into August. First of all, you think this is pretty accurate?
I have a take
Okay.
on this. If I was the Grizzlies, I would not trade John Morant. They're going to do it,
Mm-hmm.
but I would not do it. This is the lowest value that Ja's ever been in. I still think he has some talent in there.
Yeah.
I don't think it's worth it to give up someone like that for basically you're probably not going to get anything. However, I do see why you should do it because you probably need to just start the new chapter of Grizzly basketball.
Are they
But it would
trading
make
him
way
because of
more
his
sense
talent
to
though?
me. No, I mean it's the off court stuff and it's the
Yeah, we
distraction,
don't have to talk about that.
it's
We
the
everyone already
injury
knows.
history,
Yeah, yeah.
it's the contract, it's
Right.
everything.
Yep.
He's a negative asset right now
Yeah.
for the most
Every
part.
team knows that too. So
And it's like crazy to think like you go from all-star to negative asset.
mm-hmm.
And it's crazy to think as well, it's like when Ja has a good game and announcers are like, "Oh my goodness, he's turning back the clock." It's like, bro, he's like in his mid 20s.
Yeah.
They act like he's like in his 30s, but
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll ever see that jaw again. I think he already peaked at such a young age, and I think he might be better somewhere else, but he's never going to be what he was, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably keep him for a little bit if I was the Grizzlies, but I totally understand them just trading them and just like shaking their shoulders, shaking the dust off their feet, and are like, okay, we're done with this relationship. We're cutting it off. Cameron Boozer, welcome to the Grizzlies. New era.
Yeah. Do you think that report came out because part of it is they're most likely going to be trading him during the draft?
Well, here's the thing. My question is who wants him?
Yeah, I think
Chicago? Like
I've heard that
Sacramento?
there's only one team that might consider from what I've heard.
Are you going to say Minnesota?
No. Well, actually maybe two. I think I've heard Minnesota actually. Um that would maybe be actually his best case scenario. I don't know if I've actually heard Timberwolves, but I think I've heard like rumblings that people are maybe trying to push it towards Minnesota because that probably would be his best option.
I saw
Um,
like I think it's fan stuff, but it was like John Morant for Julius Randle.
that's what
I
I'm.
was like,
Yeah.
this is disgusting to me
No,
for
that's what I'm
both
saying.
sides.
I don't think he will be going to the Timberwolves because the trade probably would be Randall. And I don't think the
Yeah.
Grizzlies want him.
Why would the Grizzlies want that?
Exactly. I think
Especially because that's probably going to be
I think the
Cameron
Grizzlies
Boozer's
are actually
position.
like locked in. Like I know people talk about the Grizzlies again. I actually think they have the right people at the helm. They just got really unlucky with the situation that they're in.
Yeah. I
Um
like how they're built.
yeah, like again, like we talked about this before, like they didn't want to be mid. Like they made the right decisions to get off the players at the right time at their peak. Like they did what they needed to.
Hmm.
Um but I mean either they're trading him during the draft or this could be worst case scenario because summer league starts mid July. That means I mean he's not going to be on the Grizzlies by August. I mean there's no way. So pretty much that's an easy prediction because summer league's going to be done by end of July, and then what you're looking forward to is well what's next is preseason. Before preseason, you have your training camp and stuff, right? um
Hmm.
because dude, August, bro, you're a month away, a month or two away from the season now. Actually
It
maybe a
flies
month
by.
because I think the season starts what, late September now
Yeah.
or early October. It's something like that. Um but yeah, you're only like a month or two away. Like you got to know what your roster is, and if the Grizzlies don't want him, it makes sense you have to have him gone by August because summer league's already done and you only have a few more weeks left until you're in preseason. And you don't want to build you obviously don't want to have John Morant in the locker room before preseason. So he's
Yeah.
obviously either going to get traded or he's going to get waived. The wave would be
Logistically
horrible.
speaking, it would make more sense to keep him around, but you can't. Like you shouldn't
He's
if you're
either
the
getting waived or
Grizzlies.
traded, and the team I've heard that he might be getting traded to is the Heat.
Oh, of course.
So,
Yeah, that makes sense.
but they're actually like that's not just like a fan projection, like that's actually like talks. Because if we know the Heat well, whether you like it or not, the Heat are known for picking up players at their lowest value and then turning them around. So
Yeah.
that's a normal Miami Heat case.
What's your
So
guess of like what he would go for? And it doesn't have to be like specific players, but like, would it be like a Trey Young type trade, or would it be like less than that, more than that? What are you thinking?
I've heard that he's not even going to get a first.
Mm.
Yeah. There's a
Wow.
reason why the Heat are like the only team going for him.
Yeah.
That's everything I need to know is the Heat know. The Heat know they're the only ones going for Ja. And guess
Just
what the
John
Heat are
Morant in
and guess what
Miami
the Heat are
sounds
going
like
to
a
give you?
terrible idea.
Yeah, it does, but I mean, if you're the Heat, it's like, "Oh, I'm going to give you like 2 seconds." Like
Yeah.
I don't even know if they'll even get a player for Ja. They might be able to. I mean, I don't know how good their negotiation talks are, but realistically, it's probably going to be like it's probably going to be Davion Mitchell and maybe pray for 2 seconds.
Yeah. Or like a heavily protected first or something.
Yeah, I don't see a first coming though. If if the Grizzlies get a first, that's a win. Any first at this point is a win if they get one. If the reason I know they're not going to get a first is because
Well, the
John
lottery, I forgot the rule change too.
John Morant would have already been gone if they would have been offered at least one.
True.
I'm just saying.
True.
But I think a trade's probably going to be looking like best case scenario, you get Davion Mitchell in 2 seconds, which at this point in Davion Mitchell's career, after watching him in the playoffs, he's really solid,
Yeah.
dude. He plays hard,
Plays good defense.
and with him playing good defense and playing hard, like that's typical like Grizzlies identity, dude. That's the culture you kind of want to build if you're rebuilding your
Right.
team. So like using Davion Mitchell as like a 1 year guy to, rebuild the culture and everything, like I don't see why that wouldn't be a bad thing. I guess you could see if you want Nikola Jovic as well, but I'm not really high on him. So
No.
I would say Davion Mitchell and 2 firsts is a win in my book. If you can somehow get a first, then beautiful, but I think it's gonna come around to be that. I can't lie.
Dang. The fall off is absolutely nuts. Imagine like 4 years ago us talking about this.
Well, the reason it's like that too
It's
is
just
because of his
crazy.
contract.
Yes, I mean his contract's horrible. He's a cancer off the court. Like there's just so many issues. He's injury prone now. Yeah, I mean he relies on athleticism for the most part.
Hmm.
It's just there's a lot of red flags, but like you said, it's like that's such a Heat move to bring in someone like that, and
Davion Mitchell has one
they
more
like to
year
keep it
left too.
exciting in Miami.
Dude, Davion Mitchell has one more year left too, and his contract is 12 million.
Bro,
I
why they
mean,
signed Ty Jerome?
Ty Jerome.
I wish they didn't do that.
Because I mean, well, I guess it also depends on Heat cap space too. They might have to throw in another player because of their cap room. Because what is Ja making? Isn't he making like 40 million a season?
I'm looking it up right now.
Oh, dude, you know what it is? Look it up real quick and tell me what the number
30,
is. I think I already have it figured out.
39.4.
What is it?
39.4.
Dude, are you ready for this?
Tell me.
Andrew Wiggins doesn't pick up his player option. Or, yeah. So I don't know if Andrew Wiggins has yet, but Andrew Wiggins doesn't pick up his player option. If he does, you salary dump him because he's on one more year for his player option. So he'll probably pick it up. It's 30 million. Because that'll probably be the last time he gets a pretty high contract. So if he picks it up, you salary dump him, or Well, they probably want to keep him actually.
Would a
Um,
3-team deal be in play?
could, yeah. The reason I was saying ideally this is not going to happen, but literally if Wiggins did not accept his player option, and they traded Davion Mitchell, that frees up 42 million, and that's enough for him to get Ja Morant on the team
Jeez.
to get it done. Yep.
Dude.
And I think, oh, they would still be over the salary cap actually, but they're already over the salary cap anyways because they thought it was a great idea to sign Nikola Jovic 16 million. Or they could salary dump Nikola Jovic. Jovic is on a 4-year deal worth $60 million. He's making on average 15 million a season.
Do you think Milwaukee would do some sort of deal, like a 3-team trade
If
if they
they
were to do
kept
Giannis with
Giannis,
like Ja
oh,
somehow going to Milwaukee?
oh no,
Would that be crazy?
it would be, but I don't think that's happening.
I don't know how it would work.
The only way it would happen is,
I mean, the third team would have to give up a butt ton.
yeah, because I was about to say, like, Milwaukee's not going to give the Grizzlies first round picks.
I was gonna say I don't know like what the
Be-
Grizzlies would get
because
besides just a
the
salary dump.
Grizzlies would lose. The Grizzlies would have to give up Jaw and first round picks for, yeah, they,
Well, if it was the
you mean
Giannis
the other
team,
team. Well, I think the
would
Grizzlies
give
would
the
probably,
first.
but the Grizzlies would probably still have to give up one at least. Don't you think?
Why?
Because you're trading off Ja Morant to the Bucks.
But it depends though. Like I think the third team could give the Grizzlies a player. So it depends on who that player would be. Like, what if
Okay.
Milwaukee just got Ja Morant and a bunch of picks, and that was it?
Yeah.
You know, and then Grizzlies got some sort of player, and they got off of Ja's contract, and obviously the third team would get Giannis.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm just speaking out loud, but it
But
feels like
if
it's
I'm
going
the
to be the Heat,
Bucks, but see, here's
the
the thing:
Heat,
if I'm the
or the
Bucks, I'm
Timberwolves.
trying to restart. I'm trying to restart, and restarting with John Morant is kind of crazy. Like
I know.
Jaw really does need to go to a team that's already like set in stone, and someone just needs to smack him, like Pat Riley. He just needs to smack him, just for
Yeah.
example. But I mean, the Heat do have a lot better moving pieces to get Jaw in there, whether you like it or not. They do.
Jeez.
I mean, they could just offload Davion Mitchell and Nikola Jovic. I mean, that's 28 million right there, and you said Ja makes 39.
Ja makes 39.
That's close, dude. That's really close. And then think about if they trade Wiggins on that last year deal, they send him to like a title contender or like a playoff contender, and then they go from that 30 million contract to like someone that's making like 15 million, and then boom, you trade Davion Mitchell and Nikola Jovic and like a second or not even that, maybe just those two guys for Ja Morant, and you call it a day.
Hear
And
me
then
out,
you can
Josh.
still sign Norman Powell too, but you're going to be over the tax apron, obviously, but you'll still have money to sign him.
Mm,
Yep.
yeah, that makes sense. Hear me out. Giannis to Boston,
Okay.
Jalen Brown to Memphis, Ja
Jalen
to
to.
Milwaukee.
Oh no.
Yo, imagine Jalen Brown with the Grizzlies. That'd be kind of wild.
Bro, he would hate Memphis. Fun fact, they just did a poll of NBA players voting on what the worst
Oh,
city is to play
I
in.
saw
Did you
that.
see that? What's number
It was
one?
Memphis.
Yeah.
Memphis was number one.
Washington.
Washington.
Mm-hmm.
No offense, Charlotte was there.
They were?
Charlotte was on there.
Still? Really? Wow.
Let me see.
Charlotte, it's kind of crazy that Charlotte is still there because I mean, I guess it's still trying to get there, but Charlotte is a really nice place. Like, people just don't want to go there because of reputation. It's more
Um,
reputation than anything. Memphis, its reputation and it being Memphis because Memphis sucks. I don't know if you've heard like LeBron talk about his stay in Memphis. Like
oh yeah, he
it's
hates
bad.
Memphis.
Yeah, it's bad. It's rough.
Okay, I'm trying to find it. The list. This makes for a good podcast.
The list of
Mm,
oh the list for the teams. I didn't know Charlotte was still on there. I guess I didn't hear that part.
Go to.
I think another team I heard was I think Utah was up there. I think. But it's because it's Utah. No one wants to be in Utah.
Um, dang, where? Why do they have to put like these stupid articles to make it so hard to find it? Oh, okay. No, they weren't in the top
I knew
five.
it. We
So
did it.
it's Memphis, number one. Number two is Washington. Number three is Sacramento.
Oh yeah, the Kings. Yep.
Four is New Orleans,
Mm-hmm.
and five is Brooklyn.
And the Jazz, they're tied actually. I got it right in front of me.
Yeah, the Jazz.
Yep.
The Lakers have 1.7%.
Really?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
That's
7,
probably
8.
because of recency
Well, they're number
bias.
13.
Yeah.
So it's like
Where's Charlotte? Do you have the
it's
full
not
list?
that crazy. Yeah, sure. I only have the top 13. Lakers
Is
were the
Charlotte
last
in
one on
there?
there. Charlotte's number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7. Really?
They're right behind Utah at 4.2%. They're tied with Portland.
With Portland. Wow.
And then right behind Charlotte and Portland is New York.
The Knicks?
Yes, sir.
Really? Wow.
The Knicks, then Detroit, then Indiana, then Milwaukee, and the Lakers.
Huh. That is
According to this
crazy.
random Instagram page that has
The
2,000
Athletic.
likes.
It's through the Athletic who conducted the survey.
How do they?
Some of it makes
Yeah, they
sense.
just.
The Hornets, I'm gonna tell you, dude, they're not gonna be down there for too much longer. Like, see, the city is really nice, dude. It's literally just because of Michael Jordan. It's literally that. But
Well,
it's fine.
I feel like guys probably are like. I don't know. I don't know what the city's like, but maybe they're just
And it
like
depends
it's North Carolina.
who the survey's on. I mean, unanimous survey of NBA players. Like, it depends how many of them you talk to, who you talk to. Yeah, there's still some factors.
I mean, it's like the small teams, like smaller markets. So they
Says New
probably
York
don't know
at
much about them.
8 or
Except New
9.
York and the Lakers.
I mean, Brooklyn is not a small market.
True.
Sacramento's not a small market. They're just bad ran teams. That's why
I'm
they're down
surprised
there.
Philly's not on there. I play for them.
I guess I don't know. I guess they don't have too much of a bad rep in the
I'm kind of surprised Boston wasn't on there.
really.
A little bit. I mean, I feel like, well, I don't know. I guess it's more of like certain outspoken people, but Not everyone's like
I
that.
bet I could bet on what the number one team is where everyone would want to play.
Wait, I want to think. Where everyone would want to play.
I think I could bet on number one. They're at least
Okay, I
top
have
three. They have to be top three. I'd be shocked if they're not.
my answer.
Who you got?
Golden State.
Golden State might still be up there. I'd probably say maybe they're top five. I don't know if I'd say they're top three. I don't know why Golden State came to mind, but I guess I could see
Just
that.
because it's California and obviously it's Steph, which like most of the younger players
Right.
glaze, you
The
know,
only thing I would
growing up.
hate is the tax. See, part of the reason I think the reason New York and Brooklyn and the like Sacramento team is up there and the Lakers is because of the taxes on
Oh,
the
bro.
contracts.
Are you gonna say Miami?
No. Miami might be up there because of the
Miami's
tax.
gotta be up there
Sure. I was
because
thinking the
it's Miami.
Spurs.
Yeah, Wemby.
Spurs, maybe Rockets too. I mean,
But
Rockets have
San
gained a bad
Antonio,
rap, but
I don't think that's a good like. I don't know what's going on in San Antonio,
I guess
the
it's
city.
boring, yeah. But
Like, what even is there?
if you're actually like a smart like NBA player, it's like I can make actually a pretty good amount of money in Spurs County.
Like Luke Cornett,
Yeah, dude.
dude made a big brain play.
I mean, Rockets too. Houston is more party in Texas, so I mean, if you want more of the bigger city party life, you can always go to Houston.
You could go to Dallas, play with Cooper Flag.
Oh yeah, the Mavericks. They probably are up there too if you want to be in Dallas. I mean, Dallas is pretty dope. I could see that. Or
Yeah.
like the Magic, because you're in Florida still, Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, maybe the Magic might be also looked down upon. I don't know. I'm kind of shocked the Bulls are not there, but I guess the Bulls are still big boy favorites.
Yeah.
Turns out people actually would love to play.
That's how that was founded. What am I saying? It's late. The Bulls are what this podcast was founded on.
Mid.
Thank you for listening to our mid podcast.
Yeah, I'm here for
Sponsored by the Bulls.
it. Ooh. Probably not MJ though.
Maybe like one of these days we could be sponsored by Red Bull
Ooh. I definitely don't
for
want to
just
be
to play
sponsored by
on.
Michael Jordan though.
Come on. Why not?
I think you know why.
You don't think he'd be a good producer for the podcast?
He could even be a good owner, let alone producer. Lord have mercy.
We're the best podcast in the world.
Oh, dude. Nope. I'm good.
All right, John Morant. We'll see you in Shanghai.
Do you think he's a tiger? Rare.
I think so. He's gotta prove it this next year. But the year after he could be.
His career really
know what
went
I mean.
downhill so quick. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's kinda sad.
This is why I don't call
Like,
people the next Derrick Rose. See what
who would have
happens.
thought? Like, out of the top 3 in that class, was RJ Barrett like technically the most successful?
It's actually crazy because I remember in that draft, I considered RJ Barrett as a. Like, I was like, there's a world where RJ Barrett could be the best player out of these three guys. But in that convo, I meant like one of the best guards in the league, not like a mid guard. But him
Yeah.
being a mid guard is better than those two because they don't even play. So,
I know, right?
yeah, not the conversation I was thinking of. I meant like he could be more dominant than them type of thing. But I guess he's
Do you
more
think Zion
dominant.
gets traded?
He's got to sooner or later.
Yeah,
It's probably not happening though.
he'd be pretty fun in a few places.
You know he's not
I
getting
would
traded.
love him
He's
in
not.
Minnesota.
Oh, yeah.
He'd be so fun there.
He's not
And
getting.
somehow like send Julius Randle to a third team or whatever because he's
Yeah.
not going there again. But
True. Yeah.
that'd be
It's
so fun.
he's not getting traded. They're keeping him. I don't know. The Pelicans just want to rot his career away. We're gonna start
Come
it
on,
and end it the same way. Mid and losing.
mid. Let the Derek Queen era begin.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, they invested a lot in that man.
Yup. We'll see how that turns out this draft. We'll see in about 2 years.
I remember watching him a few times. He showed some promise,
He
but
he looks possibly better than Zion.
Yeah.
But it's not
I mean, I
saying
can
much.
kind of see the vision.
I mean, I see the vision. The thing is, even if he like becomes that type of player, I don't know if he can even be a number one.
Yeah, I don't think he's a number one or will be.
He's a better scoring Draymond Green
It,
without the defense.
yeah.
I mean, like playmaking and decision making in that aspect. That's
It
really
makes me
what it
feel
is.
better that the Hawks got the 8th pick in a way because it's like if that was a top 5 pick,
Oh, dude.
that would have been rough.
Well, that's what people were betting on and clowning the
Yeah.
Pelicans about is they're pretty much betting that they're not going to get a top 5 pick. And yes, they lucked out, but that still doesn't take away the fact that it was a bad decision because you're literally fully betting on the odds that you don't get hit with a top 5 pick.
Yeah. They just YOLO'd that pick.
Yeah,
They're like,
dude,
we got fears in Queen.
there's teams
We're
like the
good.
Pacers, bro. There's teams like the Pacers that are betting everything on a top 3 pick and they get the 5th and the Clippers take their pick back. And then you have the
Okay,
Pelicans when they're like, nah, we're definitely going to get a bad pick. And somehow they actually do luck out and get a bad pick.
I feel bad for the Pacers, but like at the same time, I'm glad that didn't happen.
Oh
Them
no, it
getting
saved
a
us.
top 4 and Zubat.
It saved us,
'Cause,
Zach.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would have been rough in the East.
Yeah, dude, I don't know what the Clippers were doing. It was a very risky play. It's kind of like the Pelicans in that aspect where it's like, oh, you're really betting the odds here. I see. Like you're putting everything on the line. It's
All that for Darius Acuff.
It's Zubacher bust.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what the Clippers do. But we'll have to do a mock draft once the finals are over.
Dude,
Do like a first
I'm
round mock,
excited.
and we'll
Yeah, because
just
the draft
one
is
of us will take the evens, one of us takes the odds, and we'll just do a mock draft.
Yeah, dude, draft is coming up very soon. It's
Yeah.
gonna be here so quick. I mean, it's gonna be fun. I'm excited to see what teams do what. Will we see a John Morant trade? Will we see a Giannis trade during the draft? We'll find out.
Mark Mitchell first overall.
Okay.
Sorry.
Mark Mitchell. No one probably even knows who Mark Mitchell is.
Oh, please. They'll all know this time next year. I'm just kidding.
Mark Mitchell would have been so good back in the 80s.
We're Mizzou fans, guys. Leave us alone.
Mark Mitchell would have been
We have
so
one
good in
next
the
year.
80s, bro. He would have been
Jason
so
Crow's
good.
coming next year, boys.
Oh, Jason Crow.
That's going to be your first overall pick next year.
No.
What do you mean, no?
No.
Yes.
Didn't he get another year of eligibility?
Who?
Jason Crow? Oh wait, no. Oh yeah. Never mind. I'm thinking of somebody else, dude. My bad. Yeah, Jason
No,
Crow.
you're good.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
the best point guard in the nation out of high school. The leading
I'm
scorer
just-
of California.
Yeah, all-time leading scorer.
Mhm. The GOAT. The GOAT himself.
I just hope the man tries to play defense, because I'm pretty sure he's just here at Mizzou to get buckets, and that's about it.
And that's all I need him for, chat.
I just hope he'll show that he
Anthony
can play a
Robinson
little
can do that
defense.
for me. So yeah, I brought it up.
True.
I said it.
He could not get the buckets.
But I know one guy who can, and it's literally the best scoring guard in the class.
Jason Crow, baby.
That's what we brought him in
MIZ.
for. ZOU.